disclaimer. Drip is a life changer. Now all I do is chill and write bangers. Morph into the green like the White Ranger. Taking my block to the top just like Jenga. Danger, step on up and get roasted. I'm just trying to make some change like Drip Coach did. Toasting like daily, put you under hypnosis. Fuck around with another dev and get ghosted. It's hopeless. We so bullish like Mike Jordan. All the fun fading away is quite enormous. Building a bridge, kinda like a chorus for those missing in action like Chuck Norris. Run for it, run away, don't come back. We stick together, on point like thumbtacks. Grab the Iron Man, they gone from one snap. Going hard for the network, that's a fun fact. Danger, step on up and get roasted. I'm just trying to make...
Yo. What's up? We got anybody in chats? How are the levels? Can you guys hear me? What's going on? We are live. At least I think we are. Who's in the building? Who we got in the house? 4 o'clock in the morning in the Kingdom of Wonder, aka Cambodia. What did I miss last night? What's the deal? What's going on? What's the hype? What's the excitement? Wow, 55 rounds at Triple D already, man. That's pretty impressive. It is cool to see. Let me pull up Telegram, see what kind of announcements we got. Who we got out there? I see we got some viewers, but I don't know if you guys can hear me. So at least somebody hit me up in the chat. Tell me that you can hear me while I open up Telegram as well. See what we got in the announcements, if anything. Because this is typically a Forex announcement day. Friday morning, Thursday in the US, Canada time zone. So let's see. I do see we got some announcements. Looks like it's all about the dog pound though. We are live. Let's see. Morning, Coach. V3 should launch Saturday. Yep, we hear you. Cool. Yeah, Saturday. I'm seeing that now in the calls. I thought that was scheduled for Friday. Yeah, Friday. So is there a new announcement from this? This is what I saw or listened to in the AMA, the VC. Gotta stop calling these things AMAs. In the VC, he said Friday, which is this, but you're telling me now Saturday. So is it a change, another one, and we don't have an update? Where's this Saturday announcement coming from? Because all I see is this. And what is today? Is it the 11th for me? Yeah, so this is the most recent. This was 3 hours ago, roughly. So did something else change? You guys let me know. What did I miss? Because I think I'm kicked out of the Animal Farm group and the Drip group on this account. And I don't feel like switching to go look at it in another one. Where are we sitting at? So Drip is still hovering on that 7-cent range. We can never say the Drip is holding a price. Every time we do, it surprises us. Biggest sacrifice, 1,053 Drip. Tax Vault doing relatively well, holding around 1 million. Dropped below that before, now it's back up around that. So maybe we'll see that sticking out there. What do we got? Circulating supply. What's in the wallets now? Let's see. Dripping wallets. I know that did go down. Yeah, 17. That ain't bad. I mean, it's not good either, but it ain't bad. So we had what is that, like 22 million at some stage? Is that what we were sitting at the peak? Yeah, 22 million. So we pulled out 5 million drip out of wallets. I mean, that is a sizable chunk. And maybe we can assume that the rest of these people at these prices are just like, hey, I ain't going anywhere. Screw it. Going down to zero, and or I'll hold. Or the fear, what I would believe, is that any additional pumps we get, then we'll start to see this come out. Like we've just, every time it drops, you just end up creating a new kind of self-fulfilling prophecy where people who were holding at 30 cents and hoping we get to 50 didn't sell. Then it dropped to 20, so they sold some. Then other people were like, okay, I'll wait till it gets back to 30. Then it drops down to 10. Some people sold, and now the people at 10 are like, well, it gets back to 20, I'm selling. So it just keeps lowering the floor. What do we got in the chats? Let me give a look over here. So what up, Crypto God 420? Demetrius Stratton, what up here? Thank you. Oceanic Estate, welcome back, my friend. All I see is red. Yep. Don't feel bad, coach. It seems these aren't our people. They didn't make the cut. Yeah, I don't think so. You're probably absolutely right. It is rough out here, man. It's crazy. Hey, why isn't my deck screener coming up? What's up with that? I was trying to pull this chart up. Not like I need to. I'm sure everybody is well aware what the drip price chart looks like. It's no surprise to anyone. Let's go to Dex Tools since Dex Screener wants to play games. Go to Dex Tools. So there's no other announcements or anything, it looks like, huh? Oh, now it comes up. You suck. That's what I needed. So I don't know what big things to discuss. How you guys feeling out there? I know you said it's a sea of red, so I'm pretty sure everybody's feeling the same way. Actually, I'm not sure about that. So you guys feeling bearish, bullish, think that we're heading in the right direction, believe this is finally what drip needed? What do you guys actually think out there? We can look at the charts and get the overall sentiment of drip for sure in the community. And then we will see how the community really responds when Animal Farm V3 comes out. Will people rally behind it and support it? Excuse me, had to yawn. That's going to be the test. I personally believe that, yeah, without drip, there is no Animal Farm. And I think what's happened, in my humble opinion, is Forex has burnt out the community with overpromise and underdeliver. It's like the boy who cried wolf. You can't keep saying the wolf is coming or Chicken Little, the sky is falling. And people respond with all that emotional energy because they believe you. And then after you do that multiple times, they're going to just kind of give up on you. They don't trust you. They don't believe you. So that's what I believe we are seeing. So I don't really know what it will take. I take that back. There are some that, they're not going anywhere. They will hold out forever. Can we get REAP in here? Does that show up? R34P? Because it's not in here. I thought it was on one of these price charts. Excuse me again. Must not have slept very well last night. But let me see what we got in the chats. Maha Kramer, what's up? It's dead, don't you think? I got a video coming out about that, so I don't want to spoil it. Matt, what up, Matt? Shout outs to the personal trainers out there putting in the work. It's very surprising to me that everyone points the finger to its bad actors that are wrecking the project. How about all of the tiny cells? Yeah, that's the tiny cells. I agree. But I don't say they're the ones wrecking it. I think the tiny cells are definitely the ones causing more of the negative price action. But I believe those people just gave up. I mean, after 18 months of positive behavior and you see your investment continually dwindling to zero, and then you see what usually happens is a big candle on the charts, and you're like, well, hell, I got to get out as well. This is how I lost 25K on Terra Luna. We were, holding that $1 range. It dropped to like 91, and then people panic sold, and it just crashed. So it is, of course, the volume, like I showed you guys when I ran these numbers, there's a lot of it coming from the tiny cells, but those usually get shaken out after a big red candle. So I think it's just a snowball effect. That's typically how it happens on any chart. So you get some big sell-offs, and then the rest just follow suit. But again, looking at this, like, this is still fixable. Whether you want to believe it or not, the volume is so small on drip. Like, it's not that much money when you look at how much is in crypto, how much flows through meme tokens and stuff like that. It's really negligible. The problem is the spirit of the drip community has been broken. As I just mentioned, the Forex is over promise, under deliver. That's what actually has killed the project, like the sentiment. Because if there was some positive hype around something, there could be some price action fixes. So, I mean, these couple of days, we had the most volume we've ever seen. We had 70K or 100K on this one, 50, 60, 65. So I think we're going to end up right back to where we started at around this 20K range. And this was just that horrible wick down, and all these people got shaken out. And that's why we're sitting at 7 cents. It's just the way it bees. I believe drip is dead, unfortunately. So you're bearish. Hey, I do not fault you for that, man. Technically, if anyone were to look at the chart, that's what's so funny about the drip cult community, is that you can't be bearish. But if anyone was to look at the chart is either bullish or bearish, and this is bearish. So, like, having that sentiment makes perfect sense to me. I think drip can survive, but will it is the question. Yeah, agreed. Like, it's just a crypto token. Like, it's a contract that's immutable, and it responds to the buys and sells. 100%. Matt, I reached the max wallet today, so I'll go down with the ship with you, coach. Hey, appreciate it. Congrats on your max wallet. It hurts to look at, I'm sure. Max wallet paying out 270 drip, less than 10 cents. Less than $27 a day now. And it's painful. Painful. We need a burn mechanism for drip, otherwise people won't invest. Demetrius, there is no burn mechanism. I've pointed this out multiple times. I don't know why people keep saying burn. There is no burn. All you can do is send it to a dead address. And there's no point in sending it to a dead address if you can send it to the tax vault. So it'd be much better to have the tax vault have 20 million in it than a dead address have 20 million in it, because either way, it's still counted in the total supply. So I've pointed this out multiple times, but somehow there's a lot of people in the community still super confused or unaware, for lack of a better word, about drip mechanics. There is no burn function on the actual drip token. So there's no way to reduce that total supply that you see on the token itself. So all you can actually do, and that's what Forex did in the beginning, he had and did send drip to a burn address, or dead wallet address. I don't want to use the word burn. It was a dead wallet address, and all that does is keep it in the total supply indicated on BSC scan. So there's no point in doing that, because if it's going to still be counted, then you might as well put it into the tax vault. When you look at so this total number here will always go up, even if, again, you're sending it to a dead wallet. So there's no point in that. Keep pushing for the rewards to be changed as well. All now know it can be. Way too much leverage off compounding, off hydrates. Yeah, I think that is one way to at least stop the leeching and the excessive minting. Whether or not it will get changed is up to the community to make enough noise. And technically, anybody with drip right now can build more wallets off of their drip. So there's no need to hyper compound that inflation. Nobody benefits that except for the selfish team leaders. Like, so the only people I believe personally, like if there was actually a vote in the community to change it, I believe the only people that would vote against it would be the ones that are, manipulating the system. Guarantee the small fish and most people who don't even team build would have no issue with that. So there's no reason why that cannot be changed. So there's only two options. One, it never makes it to the powers that be. Two, if it does, they ignore it and don't change it. So it is what it is. But you guys have the power to get your voices heard. There's other content creators you can reach out to that are not blacklisted like myself that can eventually get the point across if you do it in a diplomatic way, so to speak. I believe that's a good start. And then with the potential for the community projects that can start fixing this. Let's see. I'm going down with the ship too. All right, 3 of us going down with the ship. We'll all be there together. Titanic. Here we go. Is any other utilities coming for drip? Man, that is the $1 million question. There are tons of quote unquote utilities coming for drip. When will they get here? And will they still be on the roadmap? And what will the price of drip be? That's the actual question you're really getting at. So utilities are out there. Communities building utilities. Even the drip official team, quote unquote, has utilities. But as we've seen, and again, that is the overpromise, underdeliver, the sentiment and the expectation for those utilities may not get here before the price action continues to decline. That's the problem. So there is stuff on the roadmap on both sides of the camp, from the community and from the team. But when will it get here, and will it get here in time, is the question we are all really asking ourselves. Or what will the price be when it gets here? If Forex changed the referral system, it may bring faith in the community that they are cared about. Oh, I agree. If he did change that, it could definitely change the sentiment. You go ahead and change that and come over to the Faucet and require it to be 100 drip to be deposited. So keep it at $1. Like, there's no reason why you can't make the minimum deposit for new wallets always $1. Like it used to be 1 drip when drip was $3. No, it used to be 10 drip. Sorry, 10 drip when drip launched. It stayed at 10 all the way up until Jesus, like the $50 range or something like that. So there's no reason to not have this minimum drip amount to get in. Where the hell is it? I guess I'm already in, so it doesn't show it. The minimum dripping out to be like at least $1, at least $5, you know, something better. Change that, because that's been changed. And that's also the contract. So when we talk about can drip be changed, we're actually referring to the Faucet contract, which has been changed. It's a proxy contract. This is what I asked BB. So it's I gotta find that. Where is that contract? So I make sure I get the right one, because I asked him, and if you look, that is the same one that's been changed multiple times before. Yeah, it's this one. So it's the one that actually affects this contract, the one that affects the number of drip it takes to deposit and all that stuff. So it's the contract address ending in 9D8C. So this is the one that has been, I think, changed a total of 7 times since inception, and it controls the referral rewards. And it's also the one that has been changed on the UI regarding the amount of drip you need to get in. So this can indeed be changed. And it's literally right there, transparent, upgradable proxy. So it's not a matter of can it be changed, it's will it. And I agree 100% that the community would reverse sentiment, or at least feel as though their voices are heard. The big issue I put, and I don't know if my video came out or not yet, but there's no way to communicate with the team. And the only person that seems to have the ear of Forex is Ray. And clearly there is a bifurcation in the community regarding Ray and his approaches, let's just say. to be a liaison. So that not everybody's on the same page, right? Some people support him, some people don't, some people love him, some people hate him, whatever your particular flavor, it doesn't matter. The point is, that's not a good liaison if it doesn't have the actual ear of the entire community. So another simple solution to make the community feel as though they're heard will be really easy. Vote, maybe on Twitter. The actual Drip Twitter can put out a poll. Who would you like to be in this roundtable to have meetings with Forex once every 2 weeks, whatever. And these are community elected officials. And those officials would meet with Forex and share their information that they have, their sentiment, right? So then you have people in the everything's bullish, everything's awesome Lego movie club. And then you have people that are, the sky is falling and we're all going to die. But all those things need to be brought up in a roundtable. So if you have a figurehead that's on those camps, then it makes perfect sense that they would have that information coming from their collective community. It's really not hard to fix. I don't get how he can have all of these like super smart people, quote unquote, on his team. All these people he's hired and fired, and then marketing people, all this stuff, project managers, supposedly with years and years of experience, but yet they're missing the simple stuff. It's really baffling because crypto is community. So if you expect your project to live, to thrive, you need to have a pulse on your community. And there is zero pulse on the community. The Drip chat, everyone's silence that has an opinion that is counterintuitive to whatever that opinion is there. And Forex doesn't put out any tweets or on the Drip Twitter, like any kind of polls. But if you watch some of the other content creators that put out polls to get sentiment, you'll find 100% that there are difference of opinions. We don't have a simple majority on any poll that I've ever seen. I've never seen like a 51%. It's always like 60, 70, 80 if you're asking real questions. So there's clearly issues, but nobody's taking their time to actually address them. And that's the other problem. How do you get them up the chain to get people to look at them? It's ridiculous. I went off on a tangent. Let me go back and see what we got in the chats. You're literally the only person I've heard clarify the burning is impossible, even if a mechanism was made that clarifies why the tax vault is versus. You're literally the only person I've heard clarify that burning is impossible, even if a mechanism was made that clarifies why the tax vault versus burn. Yeah, I've tried to put that on multiple videos. Like I guess I'm not reaching enough people, so that would be clearly the issue. But when you look at the contract, the Drip token, it's here. If you write the contract, there's no burn. You'll actually see on contracts. So if you look in here, there's no actual burn in the Solidity codes. So since there's no burn there, there's no way to burn it. It's really that simple. Again, since I got people asking this question, I'm going to show you in real time with dogs. Very, very simple. So let's compare these two. So we go back to contract. We go to write. Because this is what you would do if the UI was down or you couldn't access. Right there. There you see the word burn. Let's do a Control F. Burn. Burn. It's right there. But if we come to the Drip contract, there is no burn. Like, I don't know why people haven't gotten this. I have shown this at least a dozen times, over and over and over and over and over again. So there is no burning, but glad to educate and help you guys understand. Triple D has been presented horribly, and it's very confusing on the main page. I do believe, a lot of people are not playing, and it didn't get the how would you say, the explanation and hype that it probably deserves. And I was confused as well of how to play. Like, I missed one of the snipes because I didn't realize what I need to do to it. But, it is what it is. I know you pointed out watching all your vids. What I mean, we need lower total supply or more BNB into the system. When new investors see the chart, it's a turnoff. Oh, okay. That's what you meant. Gotcha, Demetrius. My bad. I'm very much blacklisted. Yeah. What up, Uptown Court Crypto? Yeah, you are indeed. You even ruffled the feathers of other content creators with your comedic skits. Smash that like button. Appreciate that. Scott B. Hey, coach. Thanks again for highlighting my comment last video. As I said, I can't do much, but is there any way we could get people to set aside their pride and have a live emergency meeting? I don't agree you can't do much. I believe people like you, like myself, anybody with a voice, if you look at history, only time things change is when enough people stand up and do something about it. So I believe every single one of you, myself included, is enough. It's just a matter of putting that energy to use in a productive way. So I do believe 100% that eventually a live emergency meeting could be conducted. That's why I keep mentioning this on stream. The bridge has been supposedly repaired with Driptopian, and he's reached out to me. I don't know who all would join that team, but I mentioned that my goal was to get these people on stream. So I wanted to have this collective that would reach Forex, but maybe before it gets there, it can just be with the content creators. So I believe that we had a really good one on the Twitter space. It had quite the influx of information and people, and there was quite a diverse representation there that Drip to Wealth does. He does a great job mediating, man. This dude is masterful at liaisoning and like cutting through the fluff and the emotions. And he would be been my go-to. I think he's extremely busy with real world stuff, which I believe a lot of people actually are. I'm probably one of the only ones that was retired before Drip and live in an area where I don't require much. So it's easy for me to run my two businesses and still dedicate time to kind of crypto and Drip and stuff like that. So that's why you see me putting out more content and being able to kind of push for this. Everybody else lives in the real world. But I believe, so back to Scott, your statement, I believe if you guys did make enough noise, if you were in these other chats that you're not kicked out of, that are content creators and stuff like that, and you put these posts and statements out there and say, hey, I think we should all get together and keep pushing for that and keep asking about that. There's no FUD there. There's just asking questions. So nobody should kick you out of there. You can't do it in the Drip chat, but if you did in other content creator spaces, then there could be a way to get that mediated and done. So 100%, I think it can happen, but it only happens if enough people rally together. I don't have the voice of the majority of the community. So there's people, I get views, but I believe there's most people are sitting on the sidelines. We live in a day and age where people would much rather stick their head in the sands than stand up and say anything, because they're afraid of, the narrative and the vocal minority, the loud minority saying something against them. It goes back to our tribal fears of being ousted by the tribe. Our primitive lizard brain doesn't want us to speak up, because if we get kicked out of the tribe, then there goes our survival and livelihood. So we still live very much in that same fear bubble. That's why you have gossip in high school and junior high, and that's why you have even in corporate environments. It's all the same. Crypto just exaggerates it because money's involved and you can live behind anonymity. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Let's see. Matt, not sure if he'd be cool with you saying it or not, but what does BB think about the current happenings? Yeah, I've spoken to him. He's given his piece, but I can't comment on that. I don't know what he's going to do. He did drop an Easter egg, and I put that out in the video on Drip, the old, drip.community. So he is still very much, and that's not a surprise, he's very much in charge of this website. And he dropped a little Easter egg with the, I think it's the update or copyright or something like that. Now it says 2023. Let's see, is that down here? Yeah, right down here. So he updated that. Any of you who know, you've been around for a while, that was 2021. So that was him changing that. And I showed you guys that he because I still believe with the drip marketing DAO wallet connect, we can still only compound and hydrate via the interface he made. So he's definitely still around. Let's put it that way. And from what I'm told, contract as well. That would be why we still have the animal.farm website, and I believe the manor.farm as well. I believe these are still owned and controlled by BB, and that's why the garden still works on these websites. Now, I'm not saying he's doing anything with them, but they do exist. They are there, and he does have control of the garden contract. And we heard Forex say that he, quote unquote, gave BB the $2 million in the for the dev and marketing fee. So what he does, I do not know. Let's see what else we got in the chat. So what I missed? Let me scroll back up here. Not sure. Just read that. Where did it go? Computer is spazzing out on me. It's trying to connect, so I might be losing you guys. I'm not sure if that's what's happening or not. So we'll go back to this. Let me find it in the chats here. I think we have to try some kind of multiple influencer meeting. LD, Lee, Scott the Investor, people who have butted heads, but that all come together to talk our common interests. Oh yeah, I agree. I mentioned that again multiple times, and I think you guys are the key. So if you belong to these communities and you also can get the ear of other people in that community, then I think that can indeed happen for sure. Community live would be huge. Oh, 100%, man. Because what that would show is that the community is together. And then if we could all come together and then come to an agreement on how to move forward, that sort of collective energy can't be ignored. And if you can rally that many people together and get a simple majority to say, hey, here's the execution plan. We all believe we should do X, Y, Z. Okay, cool. Whatever that is. Then that will make it to Forex, and he will have to listen at some stage because that collective energy dictates the success of his project. So I believe it will work, and it can work, but again, it's going to be up to you guys to get that done. Nobody's reaching out to me, let's put it that way. As many influencers as would be willing to attend. Yeah, for sure. Nah, Ray is super open-minded and also great at branding. Sure, I'll be the only one to call him on it. Digital Carnage, what up? This is how what happens. So I've put this out multiple times before as well. It's either a revolution or resolution. It's the only way forward. There's nothing else that can happen. Why the hell would you not have a burn mechanism in place if there's a possibility of inflation? A lot. I'm ignorant. Man, crypto and contracts and all that stuff, people just did not think about all these things. So it's learn as you go, man. So if you remember the old white paper, or the one that's actually still here on this website, the way that white paper was written was that, quote unquote, due to the game theory and the token mechanics, there is we don't see a need for or a possibility of there ever being more than 1 million drip. So nobody thought about that. The devs, like, we can all say we see it now in hindsight, it makes perfect sense. But this was a fork of another project, and nothing like this had been done in the space, and nothing had survived as long as this did to create these problems that we see. So all you can do now is go, aha, I see a big problem with what I just did. I think we should just migrate to a V2 contract with updated tokenomics. I've mentioned this before. There is no migrating. There's no way to get people to migrate. You have to literally pause the contract and wait 1 year, because anyone, let's just say someone who bought in earlier this year and they bought a Max wallet. So let's say that was when drip was 50 cents. They bought a Max wallet, spent 13 grand. Is that fair to that person? Stop their rewards and they don't get anything out of that. The only fair thing is that drip pays out 365% up to 100,000 drip tokens. So the only fair way to fix that across the board would be to pause drip for one entire freaking boot at a V2. Or you don't have to pause it. You could multiply things out and then give them those tokens. Also, oh shit, here's another Easter egg. BB put up triple D on the old website. I did not notice that, man. You guys are seeing this in real time. It's freaking blinking. Shouts out to BB, man. What the hell? He just put up a redirect. All right. I thought he actually put up the whole interface. He put up a redirect to the actual one. I did not notice that. All right. Anyway, but yeah, the other option would be to get a vote by the community what they think should happen. So Forex has made the authoritative decision that he won't make any changes. But again, if there was a collective roundtable and everybody voted and the community's like, this is what we want, maybe he changed his mind. But he also did say no matter what, he's not changing it because he made that commitment. So I don't see a V2 ever coming, to be honest. A V2 in the sense that our old drip is migrated to something and you can still use it. Now, there can be forks, which Pulse Drip is. I'm not covering that, but I did put it in my Telegram because it's coming from the guys who did Burn Swap, and some community people will be playing that. But there will be forks for sure. But your drip and the support of your existing drip does not get there. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you. Daisy Wild, what up? That was really good. Don't know what that is because I talk forever whenever I read somebody's comments, but glad that was good, whatever that was. Forex needs to set his pride aside and reach out to BT for help in saving drip. That'll never happen. Let's focus on the low-hanging fruit. Great idea, Pete, but the low-hanging fruit is the community being able to change Forex's mind. They're not reaching out to the BP, especially after BP admitted to the 200K pig dump. That ain't happening. Dritopian just went up in stats in my book for reaching out. That's good to hear. Yeah, he was upset because I was laughing at Upton Crypto's comments. But I just think the content that Upton Crypto has put out is hilarious. He's to me like a comedian at a regular comedy club. So he takes shots at everybody, and it's all just in fun. You got to laugh so you don't cry at what's going on in the ecosystem. So yeah, Driptopian did reach out to repair the bridge. I don't know when a live or discussion or whatever would actually come, but that could be a good start. I'd love to have him and Mystify and Drip to Wealth. I believe Lee's in good favor with the ladies of the Faucet. That's a good liaison. They have differing opinions and they brought some valuable insight. Drip to Wealth is also good with the ladies of the Faucet. So if there could be that could be the start for sure. Let's see. I'll message everyone I can. Thanks. Hey, for sure. Everybody, that's an amazing brick you can put in. All you got to do is simply put it on people's content pages that they're producing, put it out on Twitter, tag people. If you get enough people to recycle that sentiment, then for sure. Actually, I might make a command decision and put it on the Drip Twitter. I'll have to talk to the other, I'm sorry, not Drip Twitter, the Drip Marketing DAO. Talk to the other two guys and see how to make sure that that's politically correct so I don't ruffle any feathers again. But could put that out there, tag the people, you know, like the top 6, or make it a poll. Who would you like to see in it? Something like that. So I can definitely spearhead this, but I have to do it in a quote unquote political PC, politically correct way. And actually that may not work unless maybe Scott or Rock8 puts it out and signs it themselves and say they put it out, because people just don't want to hear what I have to say. So that could be a way to start it, but I may not be able to use the drip marketing down myself to do it. Let's see. Imagine a video break going, hey, I hydrate and my other wife. Man, brother, you have outdone yourself. I just viewed your video on what we could do to fix it. I'm behind you 100%. Let's get to work if possible. Thanks, bro. It's United We Stand. Shouts out to you. It is possible. But as with any, what do you call that? Leveraging of people, a collective, it takes a lot of work. Simon Sinek's Start With Why book is amazing. He gives the analogy about how did back in the day Martin Luther King galvanize 1 million people to meet in one location when the only means of sharing that information was basically flyers and phone calls. And there was no Google Maps. There was no, internet to have the actual information put out there. So the fascinating thing is that it can be done, and it's more easily done in this day and age. So if you can do that in a time like that and get people to travel by buses and all meet at one particular time for his I Have a Dream speech, and they're all there, and a lot of them never even traveled to those locations, they had to catch a bus to get there. That's insane. So if you think of the power of united energy, it's 100. No pun intended, United We Stand. It can definitely happen. It's possible. It just takes work. That's it. Let's fix drip. Yeah, that's my goal. You go down with it, sink or swim. I mean, I don't believe it's not fixable. I do believe it is. Yes, the inflation, the token, and all that sucks right now. But again, when you look at these numbers, it's just chump change for what DeFi is capable of. So I believe it can. Probably was cutting out. I'm seeing my little live stream spin. So I think I've had issues with overheating on my laptop. So it may have been doing that. But it usually goes for like a minute, then it kicks back up. So let me know if it's good now. I'm on the deck screener page, so I think it hasn't updated yet. Yeah, cutting out. Right on. Thank you. Deflationary was always touted, shaking my head. Multiple wallets was always my biggest fear question. Yeah, multiple wallets is definitely an issue. That was one of the bigger reasons I left our show and stopped making content. Huge flaw that I only had wishful thinking for. You're cutting in and out so bad, missing probably minute-long segments. I'm wondering if it's fixed now because I'm seeing the live indicator that it's better, but it's usually like 30 to 40 seconds behind. So I don't know where we're at in the stream. Actually, it looks like I'm 7 minutes behind. Holy hell. Hope that's not right. Error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. I do not have a solution for this. Stream status poor. Let's see. Don't know if I end the video or go straight to audio only. I am not sure. Let's take a look here. Yeah, it looks like it is super delayed. So I'm just now seeing the images come up. Might have to end the stream here because there's no point if you guys can't hear me. What I'm seeing on my live side is that it's still at one of the old videos, or I'm sorry, images, so it hasn't moved forward. Please use a keyframe sequence of 4 seconds or less. Let me see, keyframe sequence. Where the hell is that? I do not know where to change that. Yep. I don't think I can fix it while it's live. So, unfortunately, I think we're going to have to end it. Forex always says drip is his baby, but his actions show otherwise. But AFB3 will launch without a hitch. Yeah, we will have to see. But right now, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, if I'm still breaking up. I'm looking, it looks like I'm still delayed by 3 minutes or so. A little choppy at times, but bearable. Ah, okay. So I think it's still trying to catch up. So I don't even know how long ago from me putting that question in, if you guys are actually responding to the question or responding to the statements. But either way, yeah, I'll end it regardless. If you guys can still hear me, I think the path forward is trying to rally the other content creators. So somebody pointed out in there, yeah, Driptopian, LD, Scott the Investor, anybody else, Moonshot Max, S Crypto, all these people that have a channel, you know, pull them out there and see if we can get something together. So go to their channels and say, hey, would you be willing to reach out on behalf of Drip? Would you be willing to support a roundtable to discuss the community sentiment? And if you guys do that in collective swarms, I believe it could get changed. Still not sure why Drip USD pool would not be included in Animal Farm. His only excuse is it separates the project. Yeah, that's the reason. That's exactly the reason, Dom. Forex wants to keep Animal Farm and Drip completely separated, closed off, closed ecosystem for each. And V3 was the final nail in the coffin to do so. When PancakeSwap created the new syrup pools that required used NFTs, that was a nail in the coffin to say that the Drip BUSD staking can be removed. So since that's now gone, you're definitely not going to get an actual pool which would deter from people putting drip into the tax vault and the Faucet triple D. Yep. Well, I see that my deck screen has synced back up. So am I still choppy? Because either way, it's coming up on my 1 hour mark. I'm still getting the same errors. Okay, you solid now, coach. All right, appreciate that. Yeah, it sucks. It's either the internet connection or it's overheating that I've seen. Drip was supposed to buy me a new laptop. That ain't happening. I'll need like 5-6 max wallets if that's gonna be the case. So I'll have to deal with this in the meantime. Not sure where I broke up or what was missed, but hopefully you guys got the general sentiment and gist of what needs to be done. Thanks, Brian. I can hear you. Appreciate that. There is something I might have to look at. It tells me that there's a keyframe sequence, but I don't know where to change that when you're live. There might be something I can set on the other end. Audio streams current bit rate lower than the recommended bit rate. Yeah, so I'm getting a couple of notifications. But anywho, yeah, it's a great place to wrap up. So get out there, beat the drum. If you want to see, if you still believe in drip and you're willing to go down with the ship, then why not go out with a little blast and try to get some changes done on the way out. You know, sink or swim. It's kind of up to us. And I do believe still that I believe it can be fixed. The question is, what will the drip price be when that happens? How much liquidity will that take? And to me, the solution is not looking at new investors or anything like that. It's not new marketing or anything. It's literally just getting the existing community sentiment back to positive. That's it. If you can do that, then as I showed before, the amount of actual people that are causing the sell pressure, that can be reversed. Somebody mentioned in one of my videos that they can look maybe at creating a Dune analytics thing to tell you how many transactions. Because if I can find out how many transactions are taking place on a given day, then that tells you how many wallets, the percentage of wallets are taking place. So you can extrapolate that out and do some rough math to determine what the actual percentage of engagement is that's causing this negative price action. So I would love to see that over the last, year, let's just say. So we go back to August of last year when drip was, what was drip? Oh yeah, that was no sell August, right? So last year we were sitting at, up here, $10. So I'd like to see the number of transactions across this last year per day, what that averages out to. And that can tell you how many people are actually participating on a daily basis. And if you can reverse that, this also shows you how much money is in drip or in the drip ecosystem, I should say. So if you look at pigs, when BT dumped all those pigs, yesterday, that buy volume or total volume was like $280,000. So there's $280,000 worth of money sitting on the sidelines that just came into pigs. So there's money there. So to me, it's not a question of if it can be fixed. It can. The charts show that can happen. This right here was BT selling. And yesterday, total volume, when I looked at it, was 280K. So it's 236 negative and 280 net total positive, something like that. I can't remember. But it's like total 280K volume, I think. Yeah, total 280K. And that was before it ended. So I don't know what it was at the very end of the day. But if that amount of dollars was sitting on the sidelines, ready to buy a $10 asset, ask yourself why that's not being injected into drip. And it's clearly just sentiment. That's it. So this is 100% just drip community money. All this money, we also know, came from drip. The only people that have the money for pigs and are doing well in the animal farm are the ones that got into Manor Farm and got the rev and all that stuff and migrated over. So this is basically just counted as drip money. So it's there. It can be fixed. 280K in one day for drip would have been revolutionary, you know, but instead we're stuck with on average 40K. Let's see. Just switch to just the deck screener. Yes, I think it's up now. You're good. No, don't end it. We can hear you, but the visual is delayed. Close out the other windows. Open. Speed up. I don't have that many open, but I can do that. I had them open because I was actually using them. That's the hard part. And it was working fine for like the first 30 minutes of the stream. So I guess at some stage it eventually just caught up with me. But yeah. Illy Views, appreciate you as well. So yeah, this is still my 1 hour mark. So I'm not saying anything different in here. I'm just kind of repeating myself. So there's nothing of additional value for me to drag this out. Appreciate you guys, you know, supporting the stream. But if you really want to support Drip, get out there, get your voices heard. Do it in a diplomatic and encouraging, collaborative way. There are other content creators out there that I think would be happy to liaison. And if you are loud enough and you get enough people behind it, then I think it can happen. And like I said, I'm going to try to get a tweet, get Rock Ape to do it. He's usually pretty good at political correctness. Put it out on the Drip Marketing DAO Twitter, and then we'll tag the content creators as well and try to make it a vote to see if we can gauge the sentiment of the community for something positive. So that's what I will try to do. I know I can't put it out there, but have to ask Rock Ape to do it. He's on Twitter a fair amount. So if he maybe puts it on his page first and then forwards it to Drip Twitter, Drip Marketing DAO Twitter, and then we can share it from there and tag people. That'd be my attempt at mediating. I've put it out here multiple times in content, but they don't watch my content, nor do they care. But they can't ignore, in my opinion, the sentiment of the community and the energy, collective energy of the community. So it's a matter of just trying to get that pointed in one direction. Let's see. Close on the window. Appreciate you. Wait, I have info. That is all. Please, investigators. Opa did the beat. Ompa did the beat. What do you want us to wait for? Because you got a 4-minute countdown. I try to, it's maybe the military in me. I try to like be punctual and commit to times. Plus my day starts. I got to walk the dog and go do my workout. So the further back I push this, then that impacts my personal wellness and doing things I need to do. So there's got to be a balance. I'm ride or die with Drip, but I can only do that if I actually take care of myself. And right now, my body is beat to all hell. Screw you, David Goggins. Did some of his crazy workouts. And yeah, push your body to the extreme. That's for sure. So Ompa did the beat. You got 3 minutes. I still don't see anything, so I don't know what you're trying to share. But I will be shutting this down at the top of the hour. So share whatever you got if you want to share something. Because other than that, I have nothing to contribute. Nothing else. I think maybe we got a delay again, because I don't see anything in the comments, and I see my video still buffering, it looks like. Just not sure if it can be fixed. Not saying it'll die, but if we can go from 20 to 6 in no time, then just means if we go back to 20, it won't last. Oh yeah, there's going to be sell-offs. Any pump that